What is up, guys? How's it going? Jimmy here, and we're back with another episode of the Yet Unnamed City. So I am recording this before the very first video posts. So if you have made some suggestions for recommended city names, I don't know yet, but I will make sure for episode 3 that we have a name, whether one that you leave or I'll just come up with one myself. But this is where we left off last time. And I'm just going to pause the game here. So we have the very beginnings of our city. Obviously, industry area coming off the highway here. Great view of the bridges and the mountains in the background. We did go and upgrade our roads to these great red brick assets that I got from the workshop. I think they look amazing. And yeah, we've flushed out a good portion of the city. We have a small little expansion area over here, and that is kind of defined by where the edge of our first square is. So we don't really have too much option. We don't have too many options here to expand unless we buy this tile over here. And we are kind of running up against the edge over here as well. So we have some buildable areas here, but I don't know that I want to use that for residential. So in this episode, we'll likely end up buying either this or this square, expanding out so that we can grow and grow our population. I'd like to move our industry, if we do purchase this square, to over here, move that into forestry, kind of green up the area a bit. Other things I would like to do in this episode, I do want to get some good detailing done. I'd hate to do too much building without detailing, because then you end up spending hours just going through your city and making it look nice. So I do want to flesh out kind of our elementary and high school campus here, add in some parks, some paths, some detailing, maybe some basketball courts, do some detailing around our little commercial area here, and then maybe add another park here, maybe some beach assets there. Also, if we have time, like I said, move the industry and kind of repurpose this area if we get the population for transit. I'd like to get a train station in here, thinking about maybe elevating this rail line just to provide some better access through and kind of give a nice little unique feature to the city. So those are the things we'll be looking at today. And let's just get started. So as you can see, we've got plenty of money and lots of residential demand. So before we get into the residential demand, I do want to go and spend some of that money here on the school campus. So we have a decent bit of area, and we could fit this large high school in here. Now, I do like the look and obviously the footprint of some of these smaller places. And honestly, the smaller school does kind of fit in there. I don't know what, if any, schools I've downloaded. Typically, I add a couple assets from the workshop. I have this public library, so it doesn't look like I added any schools. So this may change in the future. There are a couple high schools that I really like and would like to bring into the build. But I'm thinking maybe we go with just the vanilla high school. Kind of offset here. We could center it. I'm thinking if we offset it here just a bit, we could fit in some basketball courts and things like that off here to the side, as well as some parking. Maybe we will center it. I do like the look of it centered. Let's see. Maybe we can add some parking on this side, maybe a park on that side, park here. And some additional parking for the elementary school back along here with some green space. Kind of call that a day. So before we do anything else, let's get our park in. I'm thinking just a small playground would fit. I don't think the large doesn't fit in there. So let's just go a small park. Try to center it in there. And then if we have the money, let's spend it. Tennis and basketball courts. Now, ideally, I would like them to kind of face this way, and I don't know if we'll get one kind of in there. I'm thinking if we add just a small road, just one of these small 1U roads, with a standard 1U road, no parking, and try to bring it as close to here as possible. Move that all the way back. I may end up moving it back just a touch to get a little more room here on the end if we can't fit everything in. So we've got a little bit of overhang here. Can't do too much about it, unfortunately. So this portion of the sidewalk, a little unwalkable. But maybe we'll look to see what we can do about that. And I'm thinking maybe we go, I'll download Bob asset for, or mod rather, from the workshop, remove some of these trees and clean that up. But I'd really like to get two assets side by side, and this does kind of benefit the city. I would like to back this road off just a touch and then add in a path. A little bike and I like the look of that. Let's see, we'll just move it just to kind of a little closer there. Closer there. It's a little bike and pedestrian path in through here to kind of connect that up. And then let's look at adding in some parking over here. I'd like to go and add in another small 1U road just here on the end. I am going to move this one. Let's do both of those. Move that one. Actually, while I'm at it, let's go move this whole section. It's not liking it. See why. It didn't also get the end of the road. So let's go ahead and just move all of this back. Right to the edge there. And that will fix our issue there. Perfect. Perfect. I'm going to go and tighten this up just a touch. Add a little bit more of a curve to it, just because I like the look of that. Alright, so we've added a little road here. I am going to add in some parking. Alright, so we've got our parking lot in here. We've got some accessibility spots right here. I'm thinking they would go and just use this side door here. Ideally, I may end up switching that over to maybe here, but I think actually this would probably work well. We have some charging spots right here in the back for this drive aisle here. and then just your standard spots over here. So I'm going to go through here, add in some detailing, maybe some fencing, and kind of detail this area up just a bit. Alright, so we'll just do a little work around here. I don't want houses kind of spawning that way. So we'll do this. And then maybe we'll say you can come that far to the park. Nothing over here. And we'll build in some areas to walk. Right along back in here. We'll leave this open. And yeah, that'll be a little desirable area for people to live. Let's get some parking in on this side. I think that's good. We'll come through here and spruce this up a little bit more. Actually, I do want to go and add in some nice gravel paths. And I can already see a desired path running right through there. So let's go ahead and just throw in another path there. Maybe something like this. I think that would work. Just a touch. Sure. I think that works. Adds to the park here. We'll add in some detailing, kind of make it feel like a larger playground than it really is. We can even throw in some playground assets. But I think that is good for now. So, let's slow us down. And let's take a look at some of the things we need. We clearly need water. So, I'm going to bump our budgets. Actually, I'm going to bump our budgets up to 100%. I'm not terribly worried about money. We will be making a lot more here soon. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go like 85. Around there. That's good enough. Our electricity's still good. Water's still good. Everything there is good. We're getting a little low on elementary school availability. But yeah, I think we're okay. I do want to check our coverages. Medical coverage, good, not so great over here. We will need a medical center once we build that up. Police coverage, obviously same thing, and fire. So we will need some additional coverages, but right now we really just need some more residential area. So I think eventually this will be reclaimed as residential, going out through here. And we have over here already designated this area for a park. So I'm thinking we bite the bullet because we need people. We just let people build in here. And I still kind of want to preserve this as maybe like an entrance to a park. So we're not going to let them build here, but maybe someone gets lucky and can build. Actually, no, I hate that. We're going to let people build there. We're going to let them build here. Let's look around our city for some additional areas. I did have this kind of marked off as a park area, but we need the space. So I am going to just take this and use this for residential. I don't want any residential on this coast here. I really don't want residential through here, but it may just come down to we got to do it for now, and we'll take it away later. And we do have a square. It's going to cost us 5,400, and ideally, well, realistically, these are our best two options. I really like this because it gives us a chance to get into the forestry industry, although there is some good fertile land over here that would work well for farming. I think there's also oil. Yes, oil and ore over here. This is really good right here in the center, I'm thinking, for forestry. Let's take a look at our natural resources. Yeah, we got some fertile land. We've got some ore. This would be great for farming. This would be great for forestry. We do have some fertile land down here too, so we could add in some farming. So we're going to buy this square. Our city has expanded. So we did our school. We're going to need to get our residential in, our industry moved, and we're going to need to do it somewhat in a hurry because we've got needs. So let's think about how we want this forestry industry to go. Ideally, personally, I would like to keep the industry area in a grid. So I'm going to go and just lay down some of these first roads. we go there? Have we? Yes. Alright, so we're gonna have to go and paint a forestry main area. That's park. Here's our industry. And we're gonna let this cover the entire middle. It's gonna be a massive, massive forestry industry. We're gonna do that there. And the thing we're going to run up against is cost. We really don't have a lot of money. So I've painted that as an industry area. I'm also going to paint it just as a basic district. I'm going to do that now. Actually, I'm going to do that here. I'm going to do that now so that I can just use the generic specialization, not the industry, but the specialization, to start to move some of this over. So we're going to say only forestry there. Did that not work? Yeah, okay, it did. Forestry specialization. We'll do that there. Guess I can't really see it with the trees there, but we got a tree there. So I'm going to zone some of this in. I'm just going to zone in these blocks here. I'm going to de-zone some of this area here to hopefully promote people to move. Don't want to do it all at once, but I do want them to move. We're going to lay down our pipes. Here's going to be another bit of costly work, but totally necessary. And that was a lot of money. And we're really just struggling because we need people to move in. So, what I'm gonna do, take our red brick road here. I'm gonna extend this out right there. I'm gonna extend this one out as well to say, I hate to get up on the beach. Actually, I'm thinking maybe here. This road kind of run. I wish it was straight out. Have that run right along the beach. Maybe if we... It doesn't like that angle. Neither do I. So I'm just going to straighten that off. You know what? Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it for now. But what we really need it for is to get more residential in. Let's try it again. More residential in. And we're going to say, you know what? You can go there as well. We'll fix this here. We'll give a bit of separation between our commercial and our residential. One street length. Also preserves a little right away in case you want to move a road up there. So that helps us there. That helps bring in some more people, which will bring in some more tax revenue. And we need it. We definitely need it. We really don't have too many areas. So I'm thinking what we do also to help the growth over here is start to build in another little community. So looking at our road layout here, we have an existing road that angles down. And now that was just because of the map. But we have decommissioned this area, so maybe decommissioning of this road would make sense. We will extend this out. We'll extend this out 4 units. And we'll build back this way, and these people hopefully will be their primary work source will be here. Be a lot closer for the future forestry industry. So this will have as 10 units back. I'm thinking we just go straight in the middle, 10 by 15. There we go. I do kind of want to stay away from this here. And I want to go over another 15. Alright. I'm going to immediately zone. We'll just do this back half here and over. We'll do this right now too. And there's some more residential spots. Let's take a look at water as well. Not enough money to bring water in. Beautiful. Let's just give it a little time. Let's speed up just a bit so we can finish building our water system. I'm not going to worry about looping it right now because I don't really have the money to waste on a looped system. So we now have plenty of space for residential to move in. We do have some commercial demand, and this little community over here would love some commercial. So maybe instead of a park, this becomes just a little commercial district. And I think that's what it's going to be. So we're just going to go and say this is a little commercial shopping area for this little town over here. We do have some people moving in. We can also put some shops in here. Let's break them up just a bit. We'll add a couple shops right back here as well. And let's just take that all the way to the corner of the block here. We're going to leave that as just standard commercial and let things kind of build in and see if we can get to this next level here of Busy Town. Oh, we've got a ways to go. Boomtown, sorry, 1700, so not too far. I'd really like to move this industry back in here. And I think what we're going to have to do is likely just force it. So now that we've got a little bit of stockpile of money, I'm going to decommission all of this area. And for jobs, it's going to be reliant here. We got a lot of people moving out because their jobs are now gone. We got to think about where this power plant also is going to be. So we may not move people in right away. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with this area, but we'll need to leave our power here. We'll need somewhere to put our water treatment as well. And maybe what we do is we end up backing it off pretty dang far. I'm not too sure yet. We'll figure that out. Here we go. We've got our green or greener industry moving in here. And maybe what we use these established streets for then is our rail system. So we put our train station in here. Maybe this becomes our kind of transport hub, if you will. We'll put some bus station, taxi depots right along in here. I would like to go and get some trams in, or streetcars. Two modes of transportation I really don't use a lot. I don't use trains a lot either. So I'm trying to do more of that. And since we have a pretty well-established train network on this map, I think we'll rely on trains a lot too. So we are now officially losing a ton of money. A ton. And I wonder why that is. Looking at our taxes are good. Budget, it's not too crazy, but we're losing likely a lot from our industry. It's gonna take a little bit to build back up. Yeah, we are just spending money like crazy, and a lot of it's on roads. Roads and water. And we have plenty of water, so we're gonna back that off. 69, nice. We're gonna back it off to nice percent and see if that helps. We got a lot of angry people. People aren't too happy, and I wonder why that is. That's why everyone was angry. They had no power. So we're gonna do some temporary connections. To get everything back up. And now everyone's happy. Alright, so we sped things up. We're back in the green. We're looking good. We've got a whole new loan. We could pay that off, or we could use that money to continue expanding. And really what we need is that next boost in population. We need that bump in population because we need to unlock our transport. And while we have the money, let's go and do a little road upgrading. We've got a little pocket of, makers and builders and woodworkers kind of utilizing the booming forestry industry. And maybe we'll leave that there, but we will spend the money that we have. We're getting pretty close here. We'll spend the money that we have to build a proper forestry industry, and we're gonna need to separate it somehow, ideally, but maybe we don't. Our forestry main building fits in perfectly, and I'd like to go and have that just kind of right in the center. Now we've got our tree plantations and our sawmill. So we're looking at 4,800 units a week. That's the max. And this actually fits in perfectly. So we are going to use all of our money, that big old loan, to put in the forestry area. Now I'm thinking our sawmills. I'm thinking our sawmills and our productive stuff will be maybe around the outside. All our trees kind of in the center. So that's what I'm gonna do. And because this will be a little busy, I'm thinking we put this side going this way. And of course, because we got that building there, it's never gonna be even. Maybe we move things around. We'll put our forestry main building kind of there, looking into kind of along these roads. I think a lot of our production stuff will be kind of here on this outskirts. So let's take a look at that. Let's move. Let's put in a little stretch, a 20 unit stretch there. And what we have left is a sawmill at 15 grand, which we do not have money for a sawmill. So right now we are producing lots and lots of timber, but with nowhere to really ship it. So that's unfortunate, but we're coming up on our 1700 population, and that's really what we're waiting on. We do still have some population needs. We've got the room. And because I think this will end up becoming maybe some high density, or pockets of high density in here. Well, now I'm rethinking things. If we're gonna have this big industry, this big forestry industry, it would be weird to kind of have skyscrapers all around it, don't you think? So maybe this area becomes our high density. Good access to the highway, very close. Close access to the highway. Here would build up because of tourism, nice beaches. This is kind of like the quieter beach, the quieter area, industry. And then this really, really big, highly dense. So maybe this is really a lot of our high density. Kind of gets a little bit smaller as it gets to the coasts. So yeah, we really don't need to do the grid. But I'm thinking the grid will probably deviate once we get to this rail line. Yeah. But let's just go ahead and continue it out because we need some more spaces for people to move in. And that's the only way we're going to hit that 1700. Which is good. And there it is. Finally, we've reached Boomtown. So we've got our post, we've got our transport, ferries, bus, all the things we like to see. Some highway options, some additional brick streets, which I love. 2-lane red brick street with double yellow lines around the edges. I love those. I think we may end up replacing some of these, some of the roads that had our lines with these instead. We got some large avenues. We have to now think about death care and child care, but now we can start building out and fleshing out some transit. So we have access to bus stations, ferries, taxis, post. Oh, and we don't have train yet. Oh, we need 8,000 to get trains. Oh, that is a bummer. That is a bummer. Because I don't use trains often, I never really remember when they come out. And apparently that's 8,000. We need 5,500 for metro, 3,600 for trolley bus. That's a bummer. All right. Well, we've got taxis and bus routes. So let's get taxis and bus routes in. And where would our bus station go? So we've got your standard bus station. I don't think I have any custom bus. We got the non-stop bus terminal. We got the bus station. Okay, so these were from the... I completely forgot I even had these. These are from the workshop. I do kind of like to look at that station. So I would think a terminal would make sense, but I don't believe the terminal or the station is going to necessarily send out buses. They do both fit in here, so which one do I like a little better? That one does look good, but I kind of like that one better. So we're going to put that there. Yeah, I don't believe. And we're already at level 2, and we don't even have any production facilities in our timber. So that's great. I don't believe that's going to send out any buses. Yep, because we can't construct any bus lines, so we are still going to need a depot. And we're going to put the depot. I think the depot right across from this non-stop bus station would make sense. But it is pretty loud, so that doesn't really matter. Actually, I think we're gonna have our train station in here and taxi and stuff, so let's put the bus depot. Let's tuck that back here. And let's start building some lines. Now we've got some buses set up. And last thing I want to add in are some taxis. So we got a taxi depot. Let's go and add that kind of right across the street from a bus depot. And we're going to need to place some taxi stands. Let's do that. I usually don't use taxis either, so this is going to be all about new transportation. So we've got the start of a bus line. We don't want to waste too much money on it, but I do want to get some good coverage established that we can build off of. We've moved our industry away. Unfortunately, we can't get our train, but that'll have to wait until we get some more growth. And yeah, so how about to wrap this up, let's go ahead and get some more residential in here because we really need it. And that'll be it. So let's go ahead and lay down some more roads and see what happens here. So All right, I'm going to go and cut things short there. Rambled on for probably another 20 minutes, so I'll save you the pain. But yeah, we got a lot done today. A lot of great expansion, built out a little education campus with elementary and high school, threw down a couple parks, some basic detailing, and I think it looks good. Speaking of the city, we expanded the city limits, threw down a ton more residential, started up a public transit system, and hopefully a very profitable forestry industry. If you are enjoying the channel and the series, please let me know by leaving a like below or commenting on the video. If there's something you're not enjoying, let me know too. I am a big boy, so I can take the criticism. But with that, again, I say thank you. My name is Jimmy Skylines. I'll catch you guys in the next one.